Hello fellow planner friends, I am here with another planner review for you, and it is of the STARTplanner. STARTplanner comes in several different variations. I'm going to be reviewing the Hustle Daily, which also comes in spiral and case bound, and the Hustle Weekly. They also have a ring bound A5 planner called Fancy Pants. I'm not reviewing that today. But, of course, I'll have their website linked below if you want to check out all their goodies. I saw this planner originally on one of my all-time favorite YouTube channels that I've just this year become pretty much obsessed with is Christopher Allen, and he was really smitten with the Smart Planner. He did a great review on it too. I will link his video below if you want to see somebody else's perspective. But I knew I had to see it for myself. I wanted to get it in my hands and see what it was all about, because he raved so much about it, and you know, I appreciate and trust his opinions. So today I'm going to walk you through these three planners, cover to cover, including an open box basically, and I did also purchase a couple of accessories that they sell to go with them. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the box that the planner came in. I actually got a second box because I ordered several planners, and I'm going to show them all to you in just a minute. But this is the box that I believe you mainly get when you order a planner. Mine might be a little bit thicker because I ordered some accessories to go with it. But it is a branded box, STARTplanner branded box. And you open it up. It's kind of hard to show you. But it says, "Welcome, thank you for your purchase. Meet your new best friend. Go ahead, give him a name. We won't tell." Very cute. Box came a little banged up, as any box will in shipping, really. But everything inside looks really good, and I left everything just as it came so you could get a real sense of it. The planner comes in a beautiful keepsake box, which I'm going to get to in a minute. What does it say down here? Goal crushing time starts now. So that's the packaging. Pretty well packaged from what I can show you so far. This is an accessory. I'm going to go into that later. Let's open the box and see how the planner itself is packaged for transport. I love that planner companies are now rolling out these boxes because A, it adds an extra level of protection during transit, and B, it's just a nice keepsake box to store planners in if you're the kind of person who likes to store or keep your planners. So you can see the planner itself is nicely contained very well in the box in bubble wrap, so that makes me feel good about the packaging. There's one of these little guys in there. Don't let your children or your pets eat those. I ordered a couple other little accessories. These don't come standard with the planner. I'll talk about those a little bit later. Alright, so we got the box open. Let's have a look. There's a card with some gold foil on it. Very nice. It says, "Get your hustle on, caring for your new best friend." And it tells you how to keep it in tip-top condition for the year. For the case bound, don't fold it backwards. For the spiral bound, close from front to back. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is nice. It gives you some tips on how to take care of it. So, very nice. Let's get into it. I'm going to tuck the box away now. And the box coordinates with the color of the planner. This is the Hustle Daily Planner, which is their, I think their kind of like signature line. So you've got the bubble wrap packaging, and then some cellophane, or I never know what to call this stuff. This is a daily planner, you guys, so it is going to be thick. It is going to be real thick. According to their website, the dimensions of the spiral round are 7.5 inches wide by 9 inches tall by 1.5 inches thick. Yeah, it is about 1.5 inches thick. The spiral is a little bit thicker than that, but the actual cover to cover on my measuring is 1.5 inches. It is one of these sort of, you know, what do we call this? Like a bookbinding cover, really heavy duty cover with a matte finish, gold foiling, really deep gold wire O binding. I tend to have some issues with sometimes. This one looks like it has a little indent in it. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. For the ease of flipping, some people state that it is. Some people are like, that's BS. So I don't really know. It didn't mention anything about that on their website, which I combed through thoroughly. It does come with an elastic closure, which you can keep tucked in the back if you don't use that feature, and gold metal corner protectors on both the front and back covers. The back cover is also got the design on it with their website. This is the art cover design for the 2018 Start Planner, which is this kind of aqua, almost watercolory thing with the polka dots, and it says Hustle on it. They also have a black. I'm going to show you the black in a minute, but let's go through this first. I'm going to get up close and personal now with you and go through it page by page. All right, let's make sure we are perfectly in frame. Okay, first off, you have your slip pocket in the front, and they do have a selection of notebooks they sell that are designed to fit in here. They have their business partner notebook, a gym pal notebook, and their besties, which are like blank notebooks. There's your cover page where you can put your information. The paper is 70-pound paper. It feels a little bit on the, I don't want to say thinner side. It doesn't feel as thick as some other planners that I've reviewed this year. It has a nice texture to it. It's not terribly smooth. It's got a little bit more of a texture. It's not bright white, but it's a nice white. And the pages measure 8.5 by 5.5 inches. So 8.5 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide. There is a note from the Start Planner team. And there are some quote pages here. The secret to getting ahead is getting started, Mark Twain. And then there's a whole bunch of information on the planner, on how it's a lifestyle and how organization, plays into your health and your work and your family life and all that jazz. It gives you some tips and stuff. It gives you a sample page, a sample daily page on how to fill that out, which some people find really helpful. And then you get right into the tab sections. So there's a few sections before the actual calendar starts. There's the goals section, and these tabs are laminated and reinforced, and they're in a gray tone palette. Overview goals. So one of the things that I noticed is that the planner is very goal oriented. That seems to be like kind of the main vibe throughout, which makes sense for a planner. I couldn't find like a tagline or a mission statement that really stood out on their website, but one sentence in their about section that really stood out to me was, they said the planner meshes solid business principles with everyday life in a notebook that is aesthetically pleasing and productive. So I'm kind of taking that as their mission statement. Maybe I just totally missed it, but that's kind of what I got from their website about section. Winning at goal setting. It tells you how to create daily to-do lists, share your goals, say no, stay organized, financial goals, health goals, taking breaks, blah, 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 blah. It gives you a lot of information. Some people find this really, really helpful. Some people think it's, a waste of space. But the thing is, you can cut those pages out if you think they're a waste of space. I think it's nice that when companies include this because you have the option to utilize it if you need it. So you start off with a lot of main goal setting. You've got your big picture lifetime goals. So that's something I haven't really seen. In other planners, I see kind of big picture year goals, but I haven't seen lifetime goals. So this is where you can write out your life bucket list if you want. And then they have a vision board section, something else I haven't seen in other planners. So you could actually make a vision board, where you cut out things from magazines or catalogs, make a collage, or, print things off from that you find online, or kind of doodle, or, however you want to do that. I think that's kind of a neat feature to include in your planner because you can always flip back to it, and it's not something that's separate. And then here's your yearly goal section. And they've broken it up into categories: home life, personal, spiritual, physical, financial, professional, education, travel. And then they have a place for you to break it down. And they say, if I only achieve 6 goals this year they will be, and then they have a section for 6 goals, so you can break it down, where you write down the goal, you write with whom, the goal date, some action steps that have due dates, and then a completed section where you can kind of like check things off. So again, big picture goal setting, big focus on that. There's a yearly financial overview section with estimated expenses and then actual expenses. This is really handy if you're really very on top of budgeting and like to keep a good eye on that. And then they have a section for the whole year for savings. We can write total in, monthly expenses, monthly vacation savings, etc. I think this is really nice kind of built-in budgeting. A lot of planner companies offer separate budgeting, kind of accessories, notebooks, and things. This is built right in. It doesn't take up a huge amount of space in the planner itself. And then accountability section. My accountability partners. And these are people you can kind of designate in your life to help you stay on top of these things. So I think that's kind of neat too. Then they have this another tab section for plans. This section is designed for you to be proactive about planning the things happening in your life. So there's a charity section. There's a household, keeping up with your clean house, your clean home. These are kind of like general home things like changing the oil in your car and cleaning the dryer vents and washing the windows. Really nice kind of way to keep you on top of the things that should be on your brain, but sometimes, you just, don't think about those things. So that's kind of nice. And then they show you how to use their project planning. So they have a place for you to plan out. Let's see, how many of these do they include? Wow, there's a lot included in this planner. 11, it looks like 11 projects. And they give you a sample here, and they say what the project is, how, a budget for it, with whom you're going to complete it, why you want to do it, action steps, due dates, completed, actual money spent on it. Again, these are just tools. These are tools to help you actualize your goals and really, get somewhere with those things. And then they have a whole section for medical expenses, something very important to keep on top of and not something I see built into a lot of planners. They have a section for entertainment. So if you're a person who likes to track what movies and books and places you've eaten and things you've done, that's kind of fun. They have a vacation planning section, which is really cool as well. A packing list included with that, and things to kind of remind you how to prep your home when you're going away to travel. And a holiday planning section. This is obviously specifically for Christmas because it's talking about Santa and things and putting up the tree, but you could, kind of cross those things out and put something else in if you don't celebrate Christmas specifically. A holiday party kind of planning area, and then a gift tracking area. Then we get into the calendar. So they give you an icon legend, and this is one of the very unique things about this planner is when we get into the daily pages, they have all of these little icons for you to track things. A lot of people on Etsy and even planner companies now sell stickers that help you do this. This is printed right into your planner, so you don't necessarily need a sticker to get into it. You've got your 2-year at a glance, current 2018, and then next year, 2019, you got a little password section, which I find very helpful. And then here's a place to schedule things out. It's just kind of reminding you what to look at on a regular basis, yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. These are just tools to help you. The month, now we're getting into the actual calendar portion. So the months are, it's separated by months with a month on 2-page spread and then the daily pages in between. And the months are, have a laminated reinforced tab, and they are a 2-page spread, like I said. They have a Sunday start, and it's a typical box spread. They have U.S. calendar holidays printed on there. Very, very simple. There's no additional space for taking notes or anything on the actual monthly spreads. They have, instead of leaving that margin open, they put it printed in the month there. So this is really just to map out your month. But I know that they include several pages after that to kind of help you with your monthly goals. So they call it Staying on Track. They have mini goals where you designate 3 goals that you would really like to accomplish for the month with, you know, action steps and all of that. And then they, at the very top, this is kind of neat. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up this detail, but it says last month's win, something I'm proud of. That's really nice to keep that kind of at the top of your current month's plan, is something that was really successful for you next month. Nothing is more motivating than success. So that's really nice. They have a health check. That's something else that's very unique to this planner, that they incorporate health and fitness throughout the planner as a constant kind of element. There's a punch list, and that's sort of your, like, I kind of think of that as like a brain dump, I would say. Cards and gifts, things you want to keep on track of for holidays and things like that. A monthly budget built right in, which is great, again, if you don't want to have a separate notebook for that, to have that built into your planner. This is all adding bulk to this planner, you guys. Did I mention that the spiral bound planner is 2 pounds 5 ounces? This is a hefty planner, but it is daily, so that also adds to the bulk, of course. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily pages, and I'm going to actually flip to one where we can see two in the frame here, because I just think that is easier visually. So your daily pages follow the same, you know, format here. They have a box with a top 3 to prioritize and a little heart, which they say could be like a self-care sort of task, something just, you know, for you to take care of your body, soul, heart. A workout, little checkbox, vitamin checkbox, and a built-in hydration tracker. So there's a lot of things built in already. And then you've got this to-do list section here, a place to write a comment down here. And then you have your timed interval section here. And it's 30-minute intervals, and the printed part starts at 6, but there's a dot above it signifying 5:30. So every hour is printed in the number it is, and then the dot in between is for the half-hour increments. So it starts from 5:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Has a place to do a little meal planning down there, or to write down if you eat out, and then a section at the bottom margin for ideas, notes, etc. So that's the general daily page layout. And this continues. I am mildly disappointed that they decided to cram the weekend days into one page. They've already, I guess it's already a very thick planner, so I understand the need to conserve some space. But to me, a true daily planner has both a page for Saturday and Sunday. Now, their binder planner, which I am not reviewing today, it's called the Fancy Pants A5 planner system, and it's binder style. That planner that they offer does have separate pages for Saturday and Sunday. Why they decided to leave it out of this bound one, I guess for space. That's the only reason I can think of. It's just, I think it's mildly disappointing personally. But that's personal. Some people might not need a big full page for the weekend days. I know a lot of people don't. I personally do. So that, that to me stands out. So I just wanted to point that out. So I'll just go over the weekend page. It has a weekend priority section, very similar to the daily, with a 1, 2, 3 number. This is printed very small and light, so it might be hard to pick up on camera. A place for self-care. And then they've separated it into 2 columns. And even so, they have actually, only used half the page for the daily planning section of the weekend days, because below that is your weekly grocery shopping list area, which is a nice feature, but it really cuts down on space. You go from having all this space for the weekday to just this much space to plan the weekend days. So that's something to take into consideration. There's no to-do list area. They still have the workout checkbox, the vitamin area, the hydration tracker, and a very small place for meal planning, kind of right there. And then there's a 30-minute increment timed list from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And this continues throughout the planner. You go through the months, you get to the end of the month. The end of the month just ends on the last day of the month, and then it jumps right into the next month. And that's just, it goes like this throughout the whole planner. And then we get to the very end, And they do have some extra pages at the very end, so I'm just going to take you all the way back there. Just a few. I think it's just a contact list, to be honest. Oh, no. There's a, oh, one of my pages isn't all the way in. Maybe I can tuck that back in. Let's see. I don't want to break it. There we go. There is a yearly planning section for 2019. It's actually a little bit more in depth than just an at a glance of the next year. There's a space for every day with the U.S. holidays printed very lightly on there. So that's great if you're a person who likes to do a little bit more in depth yearly planning. This page got, a couple of the pages got out of the binding here. There we go. So that's included, and then just, there's this little notch at the back of the binding here that the pages are slipping through a little bit. And then there's just one sheet for important contacts at the back. I find that a lot of planners are kind of doing away with contact lists because everybody keeps that information on their phone. There's another slip pocket in the back, and that is it. Now it wants you to close the planner from front to back. Yep. And that is the 2018 Daily Planner. I also bought some of the accessories that go with that. They have a snap-in ruler, like a daily ruler for the Daily Planner. And it's one of these kind of clear do-on-ditties. It doesn't really stick out a huge amount. You can't even, it doesn't say like today or anything. It just sticks out to the top of the cover. And then they also sell, and that, wait, how much does that cost? Did I mention this is a $60 planner? I meant to say that at the beginning. If I didn't, it's $60 for this planner. This snap-in bookmark is $6, and then they also have what they call a pen pal, which is just one of these little self-adhesive pen holders. Let me show you that. There, that is, and you can just, take the adhesive backing off, put it right there, and then you can have your pen with you all the time. Okay, so I did also purchase this planner in the black because I wanted to see what that looked like. So it has its own box too. Pretty snazzy. Beautiful, kind of almost chevron print. It's got the same stuff on the inside. The card, it's packaged the same way. But I bought one of the case-bound ones to show you. So both the case-bound and the spiral versions are available in both these colors. The art design, which is that kind of minty color, and then this is what they call their black design. So you can get both case-bound and spiral daily planners in this. Here you can see it's thick still. It's not quite as thick as the other one, I feel like. But it says it is. It says it's 1.5 inches. It's a little bit less, to be honest. It's only got one slip pocket, I believe. It's got one in the front. Yeah. But it also has the gold metal corner protectors and the elastic band, this time in black to go with it. This is much more neutral looking. I think it looks really nice. Let me pull over the spiral bound just so you can see them side by side. Of course, the spiral is going to jut out a little bit, so it's going to be leave a bit of a bigger footprint. But the paper weight and the measurements are all the same, and the interior is basically the same. I think there's just a couple of minor differences. All this stuff in the beginning is the same. It includes all the same tabs. They're just laid out just a little bit differently, but there are laminated reinforced tabs. They're a little bit smaller, and the pages notch out to accommodate those tabs, or notch in, I should say. Now, the part that I think is different is that, let me see. I thought I noticed this in the, no, it's the same. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. It's exactly the same. For some reason, I thought the case-bound pages were slightly different, but they're exactly the same. You've got the same month on 2-page spread. You've got the same daily spread. It's all laid out the same, going all the way to the back with the 2019 planning section. Yeah, it's all the same. It's just a little bit of a different vibe. Let's see how it lays. This is fresh out of the box, obviously. You know, I think it's a very thick planner. I think it will lie flat after a couple of weeks of use. It seems like a very, very well constructed binding system, and it does include a built-in ribbon bookmark. So there's that. And then lastly, I purchased the weekly planner. Now I'm going to have to zoom out because this is big. Hold on, too far. There we go. I can't even fit the whole box in my frame here. It also comes in a really nice quality keepsake box. It also comes in, actually I think it just comes in this one, I think it only comes in the one color. I don't think it comes in black, but I will correct myself if I'm wrong there. Packaged just the same with the same card. Your little silica gel packet there. I did buy this separately. This is the snap and bookmark for the weekly planner. So really nice packaging. Again, with the bubble wrap and the acetate, cellophane. I don't know what to call this. You know what I mean? Plastic stuff. So it comes to you in really good condition. Now, look at this binding. This is completely different binding. This is not the double wire O. This is a single wire. So that's different. Obviously, it's going to be thinner. The weekly planner, also $60, only comes in spiral. Does not come in case bound. It also has the elastic closure and the gold metal corners. Of course, bigger in size. The elastic thing. This measures 8 3/4 inches wide by 11 inches tall and only 7/8 inches thick. Of course, a weekly planner is going to be much thinner than a daily planner. So there you have that. The pages are 8 by 10.5 in size, and they use the same 70-pound paper. Now this says good vibes only on it instead of hustle, although it's still considered the hustle planner. Has the slip pocket in the front. Does it have one in the back? Yep, and the back. So you can tuck any number of things in there. It's going to have a very similar, if not exactly the same layout in the front, just bigger, same pages to kind of guide you if you want some guidance. You've got your tabbed goal setting section, exactly the same, just bigger in size. The weekly only comes in this size, by the way, not in the smaller size. And the daily only comes in the smaller size. Just something to note. So this is all exactly the same. I've noticed that they're not taking up the whole page when they printed this. They could have printed these things just a little bit bigger and utilized more of the page. So you've got kind of, maybe just in this section, but you've got kind of a big margin there. And then we've got our plan section. This is all exactly the same as what I showed you in the daily planner. Your project section. Medical expenses, entertainment, vacation planning, holiday planning, etc. Now, we get to the calendar overview. All the same. There's a notes section. I don't remember that one. But then here's your month on 2 pages. Look at that. Exactly the same, just so much bigger. And now we have the side margin for notes. They took advantage of having more room, and that's what they did. It's a Sunday to Saturday calendar. Important to note throughout the weekly planner. A lot of planners that I've reviewed just do the Sunday to Saturday for the monthly view, and then they do a Monday start for the weekly views. Not this planner. I'll show you in a second. The goal setting is exactly the same. There's an extra note page here. And then we jump into our weekly spread. Look at that. Very, very roomy. Starts on Sunday. A lot of people prefer that. I personally like to start my weeks on Monday. That's just personal preference. But you get used to whatever you want to use. So here we go. It's a vertical organization layout. So you've got equal spacing for each day of the week. Yes, thank you. Saturday and Sunday get equal weight. On the left-hand margin, you have the same prioritized box with a 1, 2, 3 little heart for self-care. You have a to-do list, and they actually print in occasionally some guided prompts. So I guess maybe it's just the first week of every month. They say schedule quarterly home tasks. I don't know, I guess it's just occasionally. This on the very first week of the year, this says schedule quarterly home tasks. That's already printed in, but normally it's blank. You have this checkbox area for general weekly to-dos, a place for comments or more notes at the bottom. Here they've printed in Happy New Year, reset time, crush more goals, but they don't always fill something in there. They say hustle your heart out here. Sometimes it's blank, sometimes it has a little motivational thing in it. And then the days are laid out so that, again, they are time-stamped in 30-minute increments from 5:30 a.m. till 9 p.m., although only the hour numbers are printed. The U.S. holidays are printed in at the very top under the day of the week and the date. Underneath the timestamp section, you have more checkbox like to-do list, general to-do list things, or if you need to continue your timestamp. And then you have the same icons at the bottom with the 8 water trackers and the vitamin tracker, AM, PM, and the workout checkbox list. And yes, it goes from Sunday through Saturday, and that's the whole week. And it continues like that throughout the planner. And the whole year goes like that. And I'm assuming that the very back of the planner is going to be exactly the same as the weekly with the 2019 looking ahead section. Yep, here you see that. And again, it almost is like the same size. And they just added this large notes margin at the bottom. So you have a space to write in something for every day of the month for 2019 if you care to. And then, of course, your wonderful contacts sheet at the back. And that is the weekly planner. Now, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I don't know. I don't consider this a very portable option. It's rather big and pretty bulky. You can see, I mean, I kind of think they all are pretty bulky, between the daily just being as thick and heavy as it is and the weekly as being as big as it is. I think these would make beautiful desk agendas. Of course, if you want to carry them around, that's totally, up to you. They market their Fancy Pants A5 planner system as their more transportable one. That's their binder system. Oh, and I didn't show you the weekly snap-in ruler. Same kind of idea, even the same price as the daily one. It's just formatted a bit differently because the binding system is different. They also sell this thing, which I thought was too cool not to check out. It's a little bit pricey. I'm just losing things all over the place. This is their Bff Carry-all Bag, and it's made from a vegan leather, and it's designed to fit the daily planner, the Hustle Daily Planner. And it's a planner case, and I just thought, how fun. This is not something you see a lot of companies doing. So it's got on the front, it's got 2 slip pockets and a zip pocket with a fringe tab detail. And then on the inside, you got a place where a slip pocket where you could either tuck in, I'm imagining, you could tuck in the back of your planner if you want to keep it in here at all times. Let's see, is that how that works? I'm not sure if that's, yeah, I think so, because it's got a built-in pen holder and everything. So you could do that, which is really cool if you want to keep this in here at all time and take it around with you. And then there's this little kind of secretarial pocket and some slip pockets for cards and accessories. And then you have this it's like a briefcase for your planner. I just thought that was so fun. This is $48. This is not inexpensive, but if this is something that really appeals to you, it's designed specifically for this planner, so I think that's kind of a neat thing to offer. And that is everything that I purchased. They do also sell a wedding planner. They have a student planner. They have a few more accessories like washi tape and some pencils and some notepads and those notebooks I mentioned earlier. So, kind of your basic planner accessories, but really a neat option if you are looking for a bound daily planner, for sure. Definitely a little bit unique, and I think it's an interesting twist on you know, keeping these icons in there to help guide you, and it's just very thought out. And like I said, the emphasis on goal setting and keeping up with goals is, you know, apparent throughout. So that's the Start Planner. They're pretty snazzy, I must say. They're very well made. They're very thoughtfully put together. I really like the emphasis on goal setting that ties into different aspects of your life that they emphasize. So if you're looking for a lot of structure and guidance in that particular way, for business, for personal, for health, you know, budgeting, all that, it's all included here. This is like basically got everything in it. So you don't really need separate books, you know, to keep track of those things if you don't want to. It's just fun. It's just fun for me to look at different planners and to share them with you. I'm giving away these 3 planners and the coordinating accessories I bought. And I'll have more information about that on my coordinating blog post, which I'll link below. And the you can enter the giveaway on that blog post as well. So that will be linked below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this flip through. I was hoping to do another planner review this month, but the planner that I ordered almost, I think it's been like 2 months ago now, has not shipped, and I contacted the company and they said it would ship by like a couple weeks ago, and it hasn't. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I think this might be my only planner review this month. But I hope to keep up with this in the new year. We'll have to see with the baby what I can manage. But it's just fun for me, and I love being able to share with you these looks at planners, because there's so much out there and there's something different for everybody. There really is something for everybody. But I hope you are well. Happy holidays and upcoming new year, and I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.